But anyhow, while I'm making this, since the manager is probably going to watch this video, I'll add that a little more detail that I didn't tell him in the first letter. The first time I approached the driver, I was already a little afraid that I was going to miss the bus, because someone told me the bus left at 10 o'clock and it was 5 after 10 when I got to the bus station. So I was already a little worried about missing the bus. And so when I got there, I was kind of feeling stressed, and I found the driver, and at first I said, I said Montenegro, because I didn't know how to say, like, is this the bus to Montenegro in Croatian or Serbian or whatever they speak. So I just said Montenegro, and I think he just ignored me the first time completely. I'm not sure about that. He might have said yes, but I think he ignored me the first time. I'm pretty sure he did ignore me the first time. And then I asked him again, and he said yes. Or maybe I asked somebody else, and they said yes. So then I went to him another time, and I asked him if he could sell me the ticket. And at that point he said yes. So then that's when I asked him how much. And that's when he turned around, literally turned his back to me, walked away, and said, "No speak," and kind of shrugged his shoulders, and literally walked away from me. So that kind of added to my resentful feelings towards the way the guy treated me the first couple of times I tried to ask him if that was the bus to Montenegro. And so I was still feeling the stress, because I still didn't know what time the bus left. I didn't know when he was going to, I was afraid if I went to go try to find where to buy the ticket, and at that point I didn't even know where to buy the ticket. I was afraid that when I walked over there that he would drive off, because I didn't know. I thought the bus was supposed to leave at 10 o'clock. So anyhow, so I walk over to the ticket window, and I find out the bus leaves at 10:30. So then I felt a little bit better, but I was hungry, so I went over to a place across the street to get a sandwich, and that took longer than I thought it would take to make the sandwich. So I hurried back, and I didn't know what time it was, because I didn't have a watch on, and I didn't have my cell phone turned on or anything, so I thought it might be getting very close to 10:30, and I thought again I might miss the bus. So I saw the bus there, and I kind of hurried to I was running with my backpack to get back there. And when I got there, I saw there was nobody on the bus. So I felt like a little relieved that the bus wasn't ready to leave. But anyhow, so then I just ate my sandwich for a while. And then, after a couple minutes, I saw somebody start to get on the bus. And I didn't know if the bus driver was going to allow them on the bus. And now, looking back on it, I realized that it was about 25 minutes after 10 o'clock already by the time the bus driver let anybody on the bus. Literally, the whole bus was empty, and people were standing outside waiting to get on the bus. I imagine he probably told some people who wanted to get on the bus, like, you can't get on yet. And in other cases, here in Croatia, for example, or in other countries, they let you sit on the bus like 15-20 minutes before the bus is going to leave. Now, I understand that probably they were cleaning that bus at a certain point, and they didn't want people on it. Now, I can understand that, but at a certain point the bus was clean. Nobody was on the bus. Nobody was cleaning it. Nobody was doing anything, and they could have let passengers on. And then the assistant guy, the big overweight guy, I'll say, I won't say fat. I almost said fat, but I don't want to be too judgmental about the guy. But anyhow, so the big guy, the assistant, he comes around later and checks the ticket. So they don't actually check your ticket when you get on the bus. So to me, there's no reason why they couldn't have let people on the bus, let's say, at 20 minutes after 10 o'clock. Now, if they would have let people on the bus at 20 minutes after 10 o'clock, then I would have probably walked onto the bus at 20 minutes after, and then they could have told me, with plenty of time to talk about it, that I couldn't take my backpack on. And also, probably I wouldn't have had a sandwich. I don't know what would have happened, but what I'm trying to say is that because he waited until like 25 minutes after 10 o'clock to even let people on the bus, then by that time when I went outside to finish eating the sandwich and put my shirt on, then I was still kind of afraid I wouldn't have time to finish my sandwich before he wanted to leave, because it was like literally, I looked at the digital clock in the bus station, and it was like 10:27, and I was still eating my sandwich because it was a big sandwich. And it cost 20 kuna, by the way, which I thought was kind of overpriced. That's like almost €3. So, by the way, Croatia is not cheap, but anyhow.